Well, I'm sure you've probably seen the footage by now. I was certainly shocked by it. One of the most brutal things I've seen in pro wrestling, and well, that's because it wasn't pro wrestling. What happened over the last 24 hours was simply an assault. It was and should be punishable by imprisonment. Now, what am I talking about? If you don't already know or haven't seen by the title of this video or have seen it circulating around your social media, the son of UFC fighter Quinton Rampage Jackson attacked, not even allegedly, he attacked a man during a wrestling show that was live streamed in LA on Saturday, August 23rd, last night, hospitalizing him. And this is according to USA Today. They said, Raja Jackson interrupted a match during the KnokX Experience show put on by the WWE ID-affiliated KnokX Pro Wrestling Academy, picking up and slamming Stuart Smith, who wrestles under the name Psycho Stu, and repeatedly punched him. The incident was live streamed on Jackson's Kick account. That's when we had wrestling journalists like Sean Ross Sapp post about this on X and said what was supposed to be a planned and agreed upon wrestling spot turned into a selfish, irresponsible act of violence. And the act is egregious and reprehensible and should never have occurred. And I mean, this was it was horrific. I'll show the clip in a moment. It's just, it's really brutal. I mean, there's no excuse for this. There's just none. Even if you are of the belief that you don't understand what wrestling is and it's just fake, and that's even worse of an excuse because then you don't believe that you should actually be punching that person in the face. And in this case, this is blatant assault. Right now, we have the guy, again, I've never seen him wrestle up until this point, but the one that was assaulted, his name, again, was... he's going under the name of Psycho Stu, but his real name is Stuart Smith. He's in the ICU. Last I knew, I don't know if he's going to have permanent brain damage, at minimum a concussion. Now, we did have Raja Jackson's dad try to come on, and he recently made comments about, you should check out his X account, how his son was hit in the face earlier in the night, and he was going to be able to get his revenge later that night or whatever. But see, that's the wrestling spot. There's no excuse for this. I don't know what or why he would do this other than just for pure violence and feeling like that, his dad and what UFC is and stands for is being disrespected by what pro wrestling is. That's just my guess. But this is pretty damn brutal. So I'll show it to you right now here. Let's play the clip. Okay, so he slams him here. He slams the guy, right? Raja slams him. Nothing abnormal here. Kind of your usual wrestling spot if you're going to have a guest appearance. And that's when things went completely sideways. Right there. I mean, right there, he's punching him square in the face. Already knocked out, blood, his teeth. I mean, he's a mess. This guy should, to the fullest extent of the law, press charges. It just gets worse. I mean, I'm just gonna, I'm gonna pause it there, and then he gets pulled off after a little while, which shouldn't have taken that long to have him pulled off. The guy's clearly already knocked out. You can see a little bit of little bit of blood there. It's just absolutely brutal. And right now, if I were the wrestlers, here's what I would have done too. I mean, I have no idea why nobody immediately gave him several receipts that are due to him immediately. This guy needs to be locked up in prison for the maximum extent of the law. People like this don't need to be walking around society. I don't care who your dad is. That especially when you're on camera doing what you did. Okay. This is not a common thing where he could claim ignorance. Well, I don't know what it was. And after this, there is a video of him walking on the sidewalk, ranting and raving, something about respect or whatever garbage he's spewing to try to justify what he did. But I think it's violence for just violence sake. He probably felt some kind of disrespect, which is usually how these things manifest. But again, it could just be violence for violence sake, which is really one of the worst reasons to do anything, just to inflict violence just for absolutely no reason. Now, to finish up on this article from USA Today, it says that he was choking on his own blood and teeth. Somebody reminded me there's kids there. USA Today reached out to the LA Police Department for comment on if an investigation into the incident has been opened and did not receive an immediate response. So, yeah, there's right now nothing going on in terms of legal action, but there has to be. Or at least there's nothing publicly available telling us that there is legal action, but there better be. This is completely inexcusable. It's gross. And so let me know what you guys think. I mean, this guy makes Travis Scott and his involvement in the main event of WrestleMania 41, which is still one of the most egregious travesties in WWE history. He makes Travis Scott look like a professional with what he did. And if you remember, Travis Scott came in and gave a real shot to Cody Rhodes, which I said, hey, I'm no Cody Rhodes fan, but out of the respect for yourself and the business, you need to give Travis Scott a receipt. And I don't mean a receipt in terms of a nice, flat, fluffy finishing maneuver that he doesn't have to really feel, which is unfortunately all he got. Travis Scott was owed a solid shot in return, and he never got it. But this guy, I mean, how the wrestlers, I know that he was pulled off, and many wrestlers after there was already about 20 shots to his face. Many of them pulled off Raja and, held him back, but the damage was done. It was too late. They should have just pummeled him right there. I mean, they just, that's what you get, but that would be true justice, I guess. But let me know what you guys think. I mean, I don't know anybody that's really supporting this. I can't imagine there's another side to this that somebody would say, oh, well, listen, from this perspective or from that angle or through this lens, I don't want to hear it. To me, there is no other option. There is no other way to look at this other than this dude belongs in jail. But horrible. All right, well, thanks, guys. If you want to listen to more long-form audio, you can head on over to my podcast at patreon.com/WWE podcast or listen on Apple. We're available pretty much everywhere that you can find podcasts, and we'll be talking soon.